Vampire bat. The name alone makes your skin crawl. And it should. This isn't mythology. This isn't folklore. This is a real animal, currently alive, currently hunting, and it drinks blood to survive. Not insects, not fruit. Blood. Warm, living blood from animals that have no idea it's coming. It weighs 28 grams, about the weight of a standard slice of bread. And yet it lands on a sleeping cow, numbs the skin with saliva, and drinks for up to 30 minutes without waking it. The cow feels nothing. The bat drinks everything. Scientists extracted the blood thinner in that saliva, nicknamed Draculin, and synthesized it into a medication that dissolves blood clots in human brains. Evil, but useful. But here's what nobody tells you. Vampire bats have social rules. If one returns to the roost starving, a well-fed bat will regurgitate blood and share it. Not with family, with friends. Reciprocal altruism in a creature that drinks blood. Evolution has layers. And while the vampire hunts in darkness with moral complexity nobody asked for, something else hunts in darkness with pure, uncomplicated violence. Greater bulldog bat, also called the fishing bat, because it fishes, a bat, fishing, with its feet. This animal evolved echolocation so precisely it can detect a fish fin breaking the water's surface from high above in complete darkness. It then dives, drags massive hooked claws through the water, and pulls out a living fish mid-flight. No rod, no patience, just biological sonar and controlled aggression. Its feet are oversized relative to its body, built like grappling hooks. Its cheek pouches store fish mid-hunt so it can keep flying and keep catching. It doesn't stop, it optimizes. A fishing bat that multitasks like a warehouse conveyor belt with wings. It roosts near rivers and coastal water, emerging at dusk to scan the surface. A prey that breaks the water becomes prey that gets caught. Simple equation, brutal math. But not every bat is built for violence. Some are built for something that makes no sense at all. Honduran white bat. It is white. Brilliantly, impossibly white. In a world of camouflage and shadow, this bat chose to be a cotton ball with wings. 6 centimeters long. A yellow nose. Yellow ears. White fur so bright it looks artificially designed. And the reason it isn't immediately eaten every single day is pure biological genius. It carves a tent. Using its teeth, this bat cuts the veins of large heliconia leaves, causing them to fold downward into a perfect shelter. Then it roosts inside, clinging to the central spine, surrounded by its colony, hidden from above. And that white fur? Under the green filtered light of the leaf canopy, it turns green. Camouflage through architecture. The bat built its own invisibility cloak out of a plant. It feeds on fruit. It weighs 6 grams. It lives in colonies of 1 male and several females, and that male will defend his leaf tent with the energy of something 10 times his size. 6 grams of territorial fury wrapped in white. Nature keeps producing things that shouldn't work and then refuses to explain why they do. Flying fox. It is not a fox. It does not fly like anything you've imagined. It is a bat with a wingspan reaching 1.7 meters. Comparable to a full-grown adult standing arms outstretched. A living creature made of membrane and bone that casts a shadow when it passes overhead. The largest bats on Earth, found across South and Southeast Asia, parts of Africa, the Pacific Islands. Some colonies contain millions of individuals roosting in a single forest. When they take flight at dusk, they blot out the sky. Documented, recorded, measurable darkness caused by wings, and they don't echolocate. Unlike almost every other bat on Earth, flying foxes navigate primarily by eyesight, enormous eyes, sharp vision. They locate fruit, nectar, and pollen by sight and smell, traveling up to 50 kilometers in a single night to feed. Here's what that feeding actually does. Every tree they visit gets pollinated. Every fruit they eat partially gets the seeds deposited kilometers away. Flying foxes are the primary reforestation engine across entire island ecosystems. Remove them and forests collapse. One species. Millions of acres of trees depend on its appetite. The largest bat on Earth is also an invisible infrastructure. and it is heavily hunted for meat in regions where it lives. Some monsters are more important than the things hunting them. House bat, also called the little brown bat in some regions, or the common pipistrelle depending on where you are. Different names, same idea. This is the bat you've seen, the one that appears at dusk over suburban streets, over your garden, over parking lots and street lamps. This is the bat that lives inside your walls. It weighs 4 to 8 grams. Its body fits in a closed human fist, and every single night it tears through thousands of crop-destroying insects, moths, beetles, wasps, the things silently dismantling harvests while you sleep. A single colony doesn't just protect your garden, it protects entire agricultural zones. Your food supply exists in its current form because of an animal you've probably tried to chase out of your attic. Its echolocation operates at frequencies up to 100 kilohertz. Completely inaudible to humans, it is running sonar at full power, mapping every flying insect within 30 meters, recalculating trajectories, adjusting flight paths, catching prey with its wing membrane midair, and transferring it to its mouth. All of this happening 20 times per second in complete darkness while you stand below it noticing nothing. The most ordinary bat is also the most sophisticated flying insect interception system currently operating on Earth, and it is in catastrophic decline. White nose syndrome, a fungal disease, has killed over 6 million North American house bats since 2006. Local insect populations are already rising in response. The common thing disappearing turns out to be load-bearing. Long-eared bat. It has ears. Enormous, almost cartoonish ears that reach nearly the length of its entire body. This isn't aesthetic. This is engineering. Those ears are acoustic collectors of extraordinary sensitivity. The long-eared bat can detect the sound of a moth's wing beat through ambient noise. It can hear a beetle walking on a leaf. It hunts using a technique called passive acoustic detection, meaning it listens for prey rather than broadcasting sonar and waiting for the echo. It hears what prey is already producing. This allows it to hunt in extreme clutter, dense woodland, thick undergrowth, spaces where other bats' echolocation bounces back chaotically from every surface. The long-eared bat moves slowly, almost silently, through the tightest forest environments, picking insects directly off leaves and bark. Gleaning, scientists call it, harvesting prey from surfaces rather than air. It flies slowly, it maneuvers tightly, it lands, takes an insect, returns to flight, and does it again. Not the explosive velocity of the fishing bat, not the silent invisibility of the vampire. This bat is a surgeon, methodical, precise. It doesn't chase, it selects. And those ears present a problem in winter. During hibernation, the long-eared bat tucks its massive ears back under its wings like folded horns, leaving only the tiny tragus, a secondary inner ear spike, still visible above the fur. Hibernating long-eared bats look like small furry stones with antennae. The ears are hidden, the system shuts down, and in spring it all unfolds again. Same bat, same ears, same ancient forest, ready to listen. 6 bats. 6 completely different evolutionary solutions to the same problem. Survive in a world that wants to eat you, ignore you, or destroy your habitat. One drinks blood and shares it with friends. One fishes in darkness with hooks for feet. One turned a leaf into architecture and camouflage simultaneously. One is comparable to a human wingspan and holds entire forests together without credit. One is so ordinary it became invisible until it started disappearing. And one hears the world in frequencies nothing else can detect. None of them are what you thought. None of them are what movies made them. They are stranger, more precise, and more necessary than the mythology ever suggested. The bat doesn't need the legend. The legend was never the interesting part. If you made it here, hit subscribe, drop a like, and ring the bell so you don't miss what comes next. And tell me, which of these 6 would you least want to find in your attic at 2 a.m.?